Good morning. I'm checking stuff over here. It's Wednesday, September 8th, 2021. My name is Terry Morgan. We are here to practice Wudang Taiji Sword. Fingers crossed. I played with some configuration things yesterday and I've moved a few things around, so fingers crossed that I'm gonna have, or not, no, poo, or not, a connection today. You're not. Hang on. I'll be right back. Okay, that's me looking at the screen and saying, please, 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 work. Network problem again. It is, I tried to do some things yesterday, made some changes, it was fine. And of course now it's not. But at least for the moment, it's telling me that we have an excellent connection, and as I've been doing, it's recorded. So there is an opportunity for playback. What I've seen so far is that for the most part, fingers crossed, most part, the playback is okay. The recording, it's just the live stream that's not quite there. Once it's at the recorded form, it's okay. I will be repeating a lot of this in an actual recording that I'm going to come in here and make a recording that will cover many of the things that I'm covering in this live stream, but in a more concise manner so that it's easier to take in. The live stream here is intended for practice, right? So I label things something practice, all right? We're going to learn Taiji Sword, we're going to practice it. As we progress through what we're doing, right? More practice, less explanation. That puts somebody that's coming in or wants to join a little bit later at something of a disadvantage. How do they go back and find that particular lesson or this particular explanation, right? It's one of the things that I'm trying to produce as I deliver these classes is that explanation. I still need to go back and catalog it. All right, so with that in mind, we have Wudang Taiji Sword. I have my pervasive error over here on my display for YouTube. I wish there was a solution. I did actually, just since I've been ranting, I did actually speak to a nice person at AT&T who was sympathetic and let me know that yes, indeed, there was no alternative to what I've got right now for me. So there's that. And I said I've been working on how can I arrange things so that with what I have, I can get a better result. So I moved some things around yesterday, and I've also ordered another piece of equipment, small piece of equipment. It's a repeater. So fingers crossed, I'm going to get rid of this particular problem, or at least minimize it to the point that it's not affecting every class. Okay? Sip of coffee. And yeah, I'm watching my screens over here while I'm doing this, so it's not just all right, it's one second before I get started. Let me check something here. Much as I just talked about everything working out. I know you're looking at my garage door opener and the ceiling light right now. I'm sorry for that. Trying to get the network setting here to open. Well, that's interesting. Alright. Oh well, poo. So much for that. I thought that was going to be better. It's not going to let me have it. Hang on a second. Nope. Okay. Apologies, folks. This is not something that this is something that I'm really working hard to get rid of and avoid. So, let me do that. About ready to break out the tinfoil. I'm about ready to break out the tinfoil. Hey, TV antennas back in the day. You remember? Rabbit ears. Okay, TV antenna. Set it on top of the TV. Put one antenna up. Move them around. Figure out where the best signal was. This is not that much different. It's not. It's not. I wish it were. I truly wish it were. But it's not, and I'm getting this, coming and going thing, which is part the service that I have and part air. I'm hoping the repeater's going to take care of this. I'm going to leave it alone. Let's practice. Get your sword. No, I'm not going to do any warm-up this morning. I actually did warm up earlier. Alright, and I talked about this a little bit yesterday, that my expectation in this class, as well as the Tai Chi classes, is that it's a little bit more advanced, which means that the personal discipline of being able to say, here's what I'm doing over here, okay, I'm going to stop that, now I'm going to go over here and I'm going to do this, is important. So, with that in mind, beginning part of Wudang Taiji Sword, just watch for a minute, alright? And just relax through it. We'll play it back later, and I will do this again. Alright? the problem will get resolved. Alright. Wudang Taiji Sword. Salute, sink, open. This is the same, I talked about this before, right? The same as we have, I'm going fast, yeah, don't, just follow along. Same as what we have for Wudang Taiji. Shift back, extend, come up, and out. Alright, this sequence, I'm going to slow it down. I'm going to slow it way down. Alright, this sequence, as part of Wudang Taiji Sword, we want to pay attention to the idea that the movement is smooth and complete. Tai Chi. Alright, as we come down, there's a little pop-up menu telling me that something is not quite what it should be. Yeah, I knew that. Alright, I knew that. I'm going to leave it alone for now. I'm going to let it sit there and it can do whatever it's going to go do. Alright, I'm going. Alright, with Wudang Taiji Sword, we want to pay attention to Tai Chi and the sword. At the very beginning, gave this before, sword straight, sword hand, fingers together, salute, stand straight, pull up, breathe in, sink, open left. We're going to do this together, hang on. Open right, turn, up, down, up along the center, straight up, 1, 2, 3, out to the left. At this point, shift back, change hands, extend out. Come back around, up, and out. Alright, the coordination and the connection between what you're doing with the sword and the rest of your body matters. And we'll talk about this for a second. I'm working in a small space. It's bigger than the other room. I won't take out the light fixture with the sword. I'm not going to take out the garage door opener with the sword. I made myself a promise, I'm not going to do that. Now, with that in mind, that takes up a pretty fair amount of space. If I try to make my movements too small, right? No. It brings the sword in, yeah, but no, you can't do that. There needs to be sufficient space to open and then be able to compensate for the space that you have. Alright, I learned Dragon Sword in a room that's about half this size. Okay? You compensate for what you have, and then the next time you have the opportunity, we go outside and we practice outside. From the beginning, Wudang Taiji Sword. Feet together, stand straight. Check the sword, it should be straight as well. Sword hand. Salute. Sink on the right, open the left. Turn. Line on the right, open. Turn left, down, up, along the center, down again, up along center line, press up, 1, 2, 3, out to the left, shift back, take the sword in your right hand, Forward, up, keep going up, and out. All right, relax for a second. The edge of the sword comes up as you go up. And this is not this move, right? Step back here for a second. It's not this, it's this. All right? So I get oh, yippee, it says I have an excellent connection for that. Yay. That'd be nice. All right, so that'd be so nice. All right, so my point is, the point. That's the point. Here it is, right there. As I pull back here, my intent is to slice as I come back. I'm up on one leg, right? Let's do it again. Feet together, stand straight. Salute. Sink. Open. Open the other side. Turn. Up. And down. Up. Turn 1, 2, 3. Shift back. Out. Down and slice up. And forward. All right, as we come, I'm going to turn around and do that. As we come down, right here, turn it over and extend out. As you step, right? It's not separate, but paying attention to this matters, right? From here, I have to turn my hand over to be able to do this. Okay, and the blade of the sword, this is a yin-yang blade, so the blades are up and down. It's not flat. There are moves that we do that are flat. It's supposed to be flat. We've got a couple coming up. We have a couple coming up. Say that a little bit more clearly. We have a couple of these kind of moves coming up. Just in a couple of seconds here. All right, this one, straight. So the edges of the blade should be up and down. I'm here. Step. One more time. Here. Step. Okay. Pay attention that you extend through the blade as you step. Feet together, stand straight. Pull up through the crown of the head. Salute. And sink on the right. Open the left. Pull in. And extend. And turn. Sink. Down. Up along the center. Press up. 1, 2, 3. Shift back. Reach out. Up. And out. Alright. Saw me wobble. pay attention, and it happens, pay attention to where your foot is as you come back. All right, so I'm here. This foot back here is the one that I have to pay attention to as I start the turn. All right, I'm here. Pay attention to the back foot. Shift, out, down, turn, pay attention. There we go. What did I do? I turned too much. I turned too much with my weight in the wrong place. And I stopped just now because I knew I was off balance. Okay? The skill to find where that is, to know what to do to fix it. Okay? In this case, part timing, part in my ankle. Ankle just didn't want to do it. Alright? Try again. Try again. And shift back. Out. Ready, up, there we go. And out. Alright. If your foot is turned too much, you tend to go over your toes. Tend to take your weight over your toes. I do. Partly from my dance training. But you can't do that. Not if you're going to stand on that leg and expect to be in good balance in this form, okay? I know of people, myself not included, I used to, so I know, of people that could do this in point shoes, okay? Not a good idea. But if you think about what some of what we're doing, you've ever seen the Peking Opera? Long robes, fancy stuff, lots of symbols, masks, lots of costumes. Lots of costumes. And every costume represents a particular character. There is an art to playing that character that people study for their entire lives. There's also quite a bit of sword play in platform shoes. Alright, so this idea of maintaining your balance, being well centered, and being able to go up is fundamental to understanding how we're moving in space and what we can do with whatever we happen to have. In this case, double-edged sword. All right, let's just one more time. Stand straight, feet together. Check the sword. Salute. And sink. Open. Turn. Come on up. Down. Up along the center line. Press up. Turn 1, 2, 3. Shift back. Change hands. Extend out. Down and up. Out. Turn the sword to the side. Slice across and up. Turn the sword over. Jab down. Turn it over and come around. Yes, I'm going to do that over here so you can see it. All right, so cup of coffee. There's quite a bit going on while you're up there. just fair warning. Okay, so And when we think about it, sword, straight sword, is intended. This is to extend my arm, right? This is an extension. It's intended to be able to go up for somebody on horseback, as well as down. we have that too. You go up and down. There are different opportunities that we have, and we see those in what we're doing in the form. All right? So, with that in mind, slowly, all right, go slow. And trying to think where's this going to work the best. I think right here. Okay. I'm going to do this in this direction. It's out of context, but I'm going to do it so you can see what I'm doing. All right? So, I'm here. Step forward. Remember, I just talked about this. We step forward and the blade is a yin-yang blade, up and down. Now we're going to turn it and we're going to slice around. Slice, come from underneath this edge, come around. Leg comes up. This leg comes up. Turn it over. And down. Yeah, I wasn't going to do that down thing in slow-mo. What happens? And I'm not doing that well. I'm not going to do the explanation while I'm up there either. I'm not that. I'm not. So, as I come around, right? This all. I'm giving this all at once because it is very hard to break it up and do it in slow motion. If it's not all together all at once, it's not an easy move anyway. All right. So, just a sword. They can slide out, across, down and around, up, down, back around so that you can point down, and then turn over as you step. Okay? All of that's going on while we're up there. Now, I'm on two legs, it's not so difficult to slow it down and talk about it. When I'm up there, yeah, not so much. It's a habit that I picked up in dance many years ago. When I'm practicing, I'm not talking, for the most part. Different parts of my brain are functioning. Alright? I don't need to be doing this while I'm practicing. But in order to communicate, in order to teach, it's necessary. Because without an explanation, it's a little bit tough to just follow along and figure out, right? Okay, so, there we go. I'm going to do this a little closer. Just follow the blade. Yeah, all that way up there. Okay? So the idea, let me one more side, on the other side. Just, again, just paying attention. Yeah, okay. So, here, yin yang blade, turn it, and it just kind of disappeared, didn't it? Come around, down, turn up, down and over, just stab downward with the tip, and then turn over to slice. That movement, all of that, does not happen at that tempo. Come, do this with me. Stand straight, feet together. Big spot. Salute. Sink on the right. Open the left. Turn. Pull in. Step out with right. Turn. Sink down. Center. Down the right. Up along the center. Press up. 1, 2, 3. Shift back. Slice. Come down, turn the foot, make sure, and up. Out. Come around and up. Down. And down. As you, I didn't back up for a reason. I'm gonna back up now so you can follow along. We turn around in a minute. Alright. Feet together, stand straight. Salute. Open. Turn left. Up. Down on the right. Center. Press up. Turn 1, 2, 3. Shift back. Open. Up. Out. Slice. Up. Down. Slice. Alright. Relax. The turns here, I've talked about this in a couple of different videos. The footwork, particularly where we're turning, can be difficult to follow in person. Okay, so if you're working on trying to learn this form, which I hope there's people that are, and the footwork or something is confusing, just take a minute to recognize that it's correct. Your perception that it is confusing is correct. You're right, it is. Okay? There are, as I move through each of the lessons, there are a few things that I can do. Turning around, working through the combinations so that it's easier to follow as you practice, right? So we practice a little bit, we're good with one part, then we practice a little bit more, we're good with the next part, and then we put them together, right? As we do that, as we go through that process, there will be those things that will be easier to see, and there's going to be some things that are going to be really hard to see. Again, It's not, even if you were here in person, there are some things that wouldn't be that easy. Okay, so recognizing that gives you the facility to keep going with the idea that, you know, I recognize this is difficult. I recognize that some of the stepping is a little bit different than what I may have been expecting or what I may have been used to. And it's going to take me a little bit to understand what's going on and then be able to do it. Great. That's perfect. That is absolutely perfect. Because that gives you that confidence to recognize what's going on, understand it, and to find a way to keep going. Alright, as we step out, I'm going to do this again. As we step out here, I talked about this at the beginning. Remember, that back leg, back foot, pay attention to back foot, where it goes. As you step out here, pay attention to the front leg. That's the one you're going up on. Right? If you are not in good balance here, and I happen to hit it this time, so I'm staying. If you are not in good balance here, you will not be able to do this. Right? That balance point. Where am I? Where's my sword? How much force did I use to get up there? And yeah, it is, let me sweep your sword out from under you and I'm taking your leg with it. Yeah. Alright, so as I'm up here, if I'm not in balance, now what? This can't happen. That happens while I'm up. This is where I come down. This slice downward, that's where I take my step. Right? So, as I'm up, right, come around. This exercise, remember this exercise? Use it. Right? Don't grip the sword too tightly.